Lord Massachusetts is the last one in. And they're ready for the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, sponsored by Qipco. Group 1 action over the straight mile, and they're away. Tamfana breaking out brightly, so too Henry Longfellow through the first furlong. Ice Match Prague is on the right, on the near side of Check Challenge and Lord Massachusetts as they race through the first furlong and a half now. Handy far side Metropolitan, followed over there by Facteur Cheval. And then behind runners Dancing Gemini. At the back of the field is QEII as Henry Longfellow takes them along through these early stages, and Prague is a little detached from the others, kept away from the rest of the field, a good 5-6 metres away from them on the right in the hands of Danny Tudhope. Meanwhile, Henry Longfellow leads to the grey Ice Max. Tamfana in the green and white jacket. O'Shea Murphy, the favourite Charyn, is just tracking them, the grey. Then Check Challenge Lord Manusas in the black and yellow stars. Poker Face in red sleeves. Away to the left, Metropolitan from Dancing Gemini. Facteur Cheval, and QEII is at the back of the field. Henry Longfellow still probably just the overall leader on the far side in the hands of Ryan Moore, but here comes Charyn to challenge. Charyn moves up very smoothly indeed. Tamfana behind them. Ice Max, far side Metropolitan. Charyn is on the bridle here in the hands of Silvestre de Sousa, and Charyn, he's barely moved on the grey. He kicks on. Facteur Cheval coming through. Tamfana is battling away. He still hasn't moved. Now he shakes up Charyn, and what will he find? Facteur Cheval is challenging really hard, getting alongside Charyn and Facteur Cheval as they race inside the final furlong. Charyn is suddenly all out. He finds extra. Charyn beating off Facteur Cheval, and the champion miler Charyn wins on Champions Day in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes. Facteur Cheval ran a great race in second. Tamfana and Dancing Gemini.
Here we go. Former champion jockey Silvestre de Sousa getting congratulations from his children.
Yeah, Ryan is here, so he came to support me, and so I was just delighted.
Fantastic. What a performance that was, Silvestre. I mean, this horse has been brilliant all season, but that was exceptional.
Yeah, it was. Probably he should never got beat, but that's the way racing goes sometimes. But he always has proved he's the best horse in the race when you look at the races. And I'm sure he'll make a great career as a stallion one day. So, but, wow, what a horse. Yeah. Could go on a fast ground, you know, to a bottomless ground.
He seemed to be cruising on that ground today, didn't he? He must have given you a great feel.
Absolutely. I felt, you know, when I took over, like, from 2.5 down, I'd say Ryan will mostly be thinking you're going too soon, but the way the ground is, sometimes you can't lose the momentum, you know, and I felt the jump out the gate, I still was travel. Yeah. So I just wait to the last minute, but when I got him to top gear, and he just kept going, like, you know.
And when Facteur Cheval came alongside, you were confident there was plenty of reserve?
I did. I don't think I went to the bottom of him, you know, and he pulled up. He still went to gallop around to show 1.5 miles, so no, I just saved every bit I could on him and every race he had.
Well, listen, you've been a great partnership, Charyn and Silvestre de Sousa. We won't forget you.
No, and thanks to Mr. Biscoff, Nolan Biscoff, and, you know, has kept me on this horse, and so Roger Varian, his family, and thanks to the whole stable and the people behind the scene works very hard, and I really appreciate the opportunity they have given to me.
Fantastic. Well said. Well done. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thanks a million.
Silvestre.
He's challenging really hard, getting alongside Charyn and Facteur Cheval as they race inside the final furlong. Charyn is suddenly all out. He finds extra. Charyn beating off Facteur Cheval, and the champion miler Charyn wins on Champions Day in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes. Facteur Cheval ran a great race in second. Tamfana and Dancing Gemini.
Well, he's got class, we knew that, but he's got heart as well. And Charyn has produced the performance of a lifetime to win the QE2. This is not a victory by the most dominant margin he's ever produced, but it is a performance for which he should be remembered, and remembered for a long time, because Facteur Cheval came to have a right go at him, and he turned him away. They got close together, he drifted out, but Charyn in the end won decisively. For Nolan Biscoff, Roger Varian, Silvestre de Sousa, he really has made their seasons. And that is a storming performance from Charyn. He adds the QE2 to victories in the Jacques Le Marois and the Queen Anne here. He's beaten Facteur Cheval, second for the second consecutive year. He has run tremendously well. It looks as though he was going to claim Charyn, but Charyn, head down, he was having none of it.
That had the lot, didn't it, in terms of a performance from Charyn? I think you hit the nail on the head. Class and heart. The class with the way that he absolutely tanked through the race. He was powering through it. He took it up on the bridle, and you thought that it was going to be one of those wide margin wins where Silvestre de Sousa was looking around for dangers as horses were flailing in behind in deep conditions. But then Facteur Cheval got to him, challenged him, leant on him, looked like he might take him, but Charyn just knuckled down and really had a proper scrap and went from travelling to fighting and won it with a degree of dominance in the end. But it's a really likeable and taking display.
You know, you could make a strong case that Charyn, 9 times out of 10, would have won the Lockinge. That freaky win from Audience that day. Should have won the Moulin, lost a shoe and was hung out of his ground. Other than that, this season has been unimpeachable. He's tried his best every time. He started in March. Here he is in October, just bearing out a little late, but straightening up and running hard to the line for Silvestre de Sousa. Superb run from Tamfana, back in 3rd place. Coudoir was 4th ahead of Dancing Gemini, long-time leader Henry Longfellow and Check and Challenge. But what had the potential to be a real boilover has ended up being as formful a race as you could wish for.
Yeah, exactly. And even when you look back to 4th place Dancing Gemini, who's a well-beaten 4th, but he's run a pretty good race, and he had high-class form earlier on the year. They'll be pleased to see him get back on track. He does stay a little bit further. He's definitely a strong stayer at a mile, and he's kind of come through with that run for 4th spot. But it is, as you said, a race in which the form does stack up, and I just think it's a really likeable performance from Charyn, who's clearly tough, durable and classy, and yeah, what a nice horse.
What a horse Charyn has proved this season. That is a wonderfully tenacious performance. Here's Lydia.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.